Hi everyone, Angus Campbell here, Tuesday the 25th of July 2025. Right, it's all a bit crowded in here because as you can see, the B25 SS is with the rest of its, what should we say, siblings. And that's because the Rocket 3 and the B25 SS were at Founders Day a couple of days ago at Stamford Hall. B25 SS on the BSA Owners Club stand and the Rocket 3 on the Trident Rocket 3 Owners Club stand. And that's why it's a bit jam-packed in here at the moment. But you'll also notice that the Fury's back on the bench, and that's because hot on the heels of Founders Day, we've got this year's Beezumph rally, which is back at Cadwell Park with the Trident Rocket 3 Owners Club, and it's going to be a good event, I think, because it's much more organised this year to the extent where it was arranged and advertised early, and so a lot of tickets have been sold. So I think it's going to be hopefully a successful rally. So we're taking a couple of bikes to that. Obviously, we've got to take the Rocket 3 because it really is a sort of triple owners event. But also, I'm going to take the Fury SS because we recently got that running again, as those of you that have the follow channel will know. But I just wanted to just make sure that everything was fine-tuned to a certain extent. And there were a couple of things that I've just been looking into in the last couple of days on it, and that is firstly to make sure that the ignition timing is accurate, and I've done that today, and I've not filmed that because as those of you that will know, there's loads of previous videos on this bike where you're probably sick of the sight of the auto advance unit and the points on it, so I wasn't going to do it again today. So I have timed it up much more accurately. I did find that it was a little retarded, and that would explain why when I last run it up, it was a bit hot. The other thing was that, and I don't think it's too sinister, was that I noticed that once it was warm, then the oil pressure warning light was on, well, not really on tick over, but because it doesn't tick over too well yet, I've still got the carbs to set up, but was coming on at flickering on at low revs, which is a little concerning. So I've been checking round the oil system in general, and what you'll bear in mind on this bike is that the oil that you use in it has got to be is a little more critical, because there is a full flow oil filter, which is a cartridge one situated here, but that's on the feed side. So oil is forced through that before it goes into the end feed on the crank through, it's called the timing cover here, but essentially what that is the oil flow and regulation, really, because within there you've got all the oil ways to both feed the oil into the end of the crank, but also on the back of it you've got the pressure relief valve in there too. There's also an oil spray that goes onto the chain, etc., the cam chain down the bottom there. So this cover is very important and very intricate. So I've been checking all the oil ways in that, checking that the end feed oil seal, which also sits in this, is good and lines up properly. So I've come to the conclusion really that and hoping that the oil that I was using, the Penrite stuff, is too thick. It's a medium grade, quite a thick oil, and so a suggestion has been made by a good knowledgeable friend to try straight 40 oil with a new filter. So that's what we're going to do, having checked all the oil ways, etc. Now, I don't think there's any issue with the engine. There's no strange noises or anything coming from the bottom of the crank. So if that doesn't solve the issue, then I'll be extracting the oil pump to see if there's an issue there with the gears, maybe. So anyway, just waiting for the oil, which hopefully is going to arrive tomorrow. If not, there is another place I can try to get some straight 40 oil in this before we take it to Cadwell with the Rocket 3 tomorrow afternoon. So anyway, that's a sort of preamble into the fact that the reason I'm taking the Fury SS is because hopefully it's running and I can actually ride it at, not round the track, but in the grounds of Cadwell Park, because there's plenty of lanes there, etc., where you can give it a bit of a test, and we'll hopefully get some footage of that. The Rocket 3 is all right now. I think it had a bit of a hissy fit at Founders Day, where in the morning I couldn't start it to ride it from where I was camping at the hall to over to the exhibition area. But I think it's because it had been out in the rain a lot, and it's got its original carbs in where water can get down the ticklers, I think. But anyway, we sorted it out, put some new plugs in, and it fired up, and it seems to be running all right now. So anyway, we hope to be using that on the run and things like that. So anyway, looking forward to a useful Beezumph. I'll take a few clips and stuff there, but the main thing is I must remember to take the GoPro, and I'll wear the chest harness, and hopefully we'll get some clips of me actually on this machine. So we'll get the bikes on the trailer. Tomorrow morning we'll get over to Cadwell, and the next clip hopefully will be me at Cadwell with the two bikes having set up camp. Right, it's the evening of Wednesday the 23rd, and arrived safely at Cadwell. And the Beezumph rally has been allocated the field, which is the left-hand side of the driveway on the way in. And there are a lot of people here already. And there's the track and the paddock to the left-hand side there. Yeah, tickets have sold very well for this Beezumph. In fact, I think all tickets are sold out. So I'll bring you a few clips during the rally, not too many this time, and also hopefully some clips of me riding the two bikes, including the Fury, hopefully. Just wandering around the field on the Wednesday evening, and yeah, if I come across any interesting bikes to me anyway, I'll video them. And here's a very purposeful looking one. Would you call it a cafe racer? Anyway, serious stopping power on the front. Two twin pots by the look of it. Some neat little touches to it. See the coil pack at the back of the carbs, and also the little cylindrical what might be toolbox, or oh, hang on a minute, oil tank maybe. Yeah, it is. It's the oil tank. Just there. Neat. Lovely colour. Little chopper pots on the exhaust. Look forward to hearing that tomorrow. If I hear it firing up, I'll get back on the case. I think this is a late Daytona converted to single carb. So it would have been a Triumph power plant bike. I think certainly it's 72 build, but converted to single carb, it would have had twin carb parallel inlet originally, I think, unless it's got a different head on, although it's got a later head because it's got the caps on the head that you can remove to get your feeler gauges in to set the tappets. We're at the top end of the field here. That's looking down towards the paddock area. That big marquee there is for Beezumph, where there's going to be talks, also jumbles, barbecue, band, etc. I'll turn you off going past this Jenny. There you go, the main road down to the paddock, and we're over on the left, and still filling up. A couple more north stroke miles. Trident, so there'll be plenty of north rolling chassis here at the rally, I think. Some interesting bikes have been put to bed. It's 8:15 in the evening now. Rickman in the middle there, a twin. The one on the right though, this Wasp RT3. We'll get some more pics of that tomorrow. That's a nice looking bike. And it looks to me from here as though it's got a Hurricane head on it, but we'll see tomorrow. And a nice standard early Trident, which you can tell by the side panels extending into the carb airbox, which you can see is buried in there. There's a middle lane, and just there is a Norton. Norton is a guest club, I think, at this rally, so we'll see a few of them as well, both in the paddock and on the track. Now the marquee that they sent over here is a display by the National Motorcycle Museum, I think. Actually not just them, but I can see, I think, is that slippery sand there? Anyway, it's just beginning to rain, so we'll nip over there tomorrow in some bright weather and see what they've got over there. There's more bikes and campers lining the left-hand side of the paddock there. The obligatory mobility aid for us lot as we get older. Well, I'm going to have to take shelter. Another lane. They've got lorryfuls of bikes here. And we're around the corner here. There they are. They are under cover, they'll be alright. Right, get Cadwell on. It's the morning of the 24th and it's all wet and gloomy. So not much going on this morning, but it is supposed to be clearing up at lunchtime and then bright this afternoon. And then we'll go for a walk and have a look and see what else has arrived, as well as look at the display from the National Motorcycle Museum, etc. There is supposed to be a ride out this lunchtime, but at the moment it's not going to be for me, I don't think. While the Beezumph rally is on one half of the field at the top of the of Cadwell Park, there is a track day on today for cars. I don't know what.
There's also bikes. On the field, it's packed out with motorcycles.
Yeah, that's tomorrow.
Yeah, I know it is.
Yeah.
I've just been round them.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It's a bit damp, but it's drying out. 1 or 2 mishaps. Just in between sessions at the moment, this has been an incident, so it's been red flagged. So, anyway, they're going to have sessions all day today, and then the Beezumph rally have the track for tomorrow. Hey up, John. How you doing?
All right.
Right, take 2, because John was waiting to talk to me when I was filming this one just now. So this is the collection display from the National Motorcycle Museum, as you can see. So here we've got the 2 Works Norton rotaries. I think from successive seasons, maybe. Not the same season, I don't think. And we've got the good old Slippery Sam Works Trident that won numerous production races at the Isle of Man in the early 70s, up until 1975 I think. Did it win 5 on the trot? And the reason it's named Slippery Sam is that it came into pits at after a session, was absolutely covered in oil. And this one was affected by the fire at the National Motorcycle Museum, but at the, a number of years ago now that was. But luckily Les Williams was still alive then and rebuilt it and donated a lot of very rare parts that he'd just happened to have, as you do, in your shed. I don't know the history of this one. John Player Norton is a familiar name, and I don't know whether, is that Rex Butcher, our Butcher? Obviously these, well, the sad thing is that obviously Peter Williams had an accident on a later version, which was a monocoque one, I think. Don't quote me on that. And then finally, Percy Tate's Works Trident. Anyway, a nice collection and appropriate. The reason the Nortons are here, as I said yesterday, they're a guest. Norton Owners Club, a guest club, guest mark. So that's why there's a few of them about today. And it's beginning to brighten up. So we're round about, where are we now? Ten past 12. Right. And there's the field. Looking the other direction up to the top. Quite a few more have turned up today. A bit breezy, but it's clearing the clouds away. Should dry things up quite well. My back's twinging a bit today, so I don't think I'm going to join the run out. But I'll check up on things anyway. I was walking past this bike again that we had a quick clip of last night. It's got its cover off now. I really like that. Almost in the old Lightning Etruscan bronze, but frame wise, now is it a Wasp frame or is it a Rickman? I'm not sure. Way you can normally tell is the way that the chain is adjusted by the swinging arm pivot being on an eccentric. Doesn't quite look like a Rickman, but anyway, once it's out and if we manage to get in touch with the owner or find the owner, we'll have a chat. But anyway, beautiful looking bike, flat track style. And contrary to what I thought, it's not got a Hurricane head on it, but it looks good. It was bound to. Well, there aren't many Rocket Threes here, but there's one right opposite me. Is it time for the run out? Is that what everybody's getting ready for? Sounds really well though. Right, they're all lining up ready for the run out. There's that tasty flat tracker Trident or Cafe Racer. The Renegade just passed us. Right, we'll go out here, we'll go up the end of the road here and we'll film them going out. There's the Renegade. And off we go. Right, it's coming up to 4 o'clock in the afternoon on the first day, and it's a bit breezy as you can tell, but it's dry now and it's a lot warmer. And I've had the Fury running. Well, I was too excited to get myself organised, so I've got the GoPro charging, so later on we'll get it running again and see if we can take it for at least one circuit around the roads on the field here. Right, that's it for now. Tons of interest in it and met some very interesting people, but that's what happens when you get the bikes out, bring them here, and you start to learn things. I mean, in the past people have come up to me and said, oh, I've got this for that and this and that for a Fury and that, and you know, word gets around, so it's good. Just following on briefly from the last clip, we reckon there's only 4 Rocket Threes here, including mine, but then that's plus the early Hurricane here, BSA badged. It's actually numbered experimental. They did use the EXP denomination, I know that because they used them on the Furies. So for instance, the Bandit I worked on, that was EXP3. The T180 that you've seen before, which was displayed. Was it displayed at the Triumph factory bike night that we went to. conservative engineer. So I've got some more of his examples here if you've not seen them before. A twin 1500cc double Bonneville. A nice Rocket 3, possibly in the north, not sure, with a Hurricane head on it. You can see the fins are extended, which was the design of Craig Vetters for the Hurricane. An overhead cam, sorry, double overhead cam, triple. But as you can see, very much modified, because that timing case looks to be from an A10 to me, and it's in a featherbed frame. Next to that, a bike styled on a Hurricane, got a Hurricane head, but Hurricane styled tank seat unit, but not quite the same. That's a pretty bike, nicely styled. And yeah, that looks like a T160 until you go around the front. Genuine pipes instead of a 1x2 in the centre, so it's a 4-cylinder. Yeah, just 5 minutes work. Anyway, that's George. A very nice guy who likes his tea and has made up manufactured parts for us in the past. Oh, and I missed this, which again is one of George's. There we go. 4-cylinder Rocket 3. And you get a bit of an inkling as to how he's made it up. Where the barrels are split, head, box. It's not here, but he's also got a V6 motor as well, I think. I haven't seen that for a little while. So it's late Thursday afternoon in the marquee, and it's auto jumble time. Busy, busy. Shifting along in the dry now. Here we are, a really nice standard Hurricane. Absolutely beautiful. It's even got its proper horn. You just see it sticking out there, an air horn. Well, not an air horn, is it a field horn? Very nice. Nice. My idea of a flat tracker. Right, just to give you a feel, it's 5:45 now on the first day, Thursday the 24th, and this is just the bottom left-hand corner of the field, and there are bikes littered everywhere. Well, there's one here that I've just been talking to the owner of, Sandy. It's a UK War Wedding Bonnie from 1981. I've seen before, made before. A light coloured frame, silver though rather than duck grey, so it's good. But as you can see, the rally is really well attended. So we'll walk up this road up here to our old gals and get a cup of tea. another Mark II export with some nice mods. Twin disc front end, naught pea shooters. Might be original paint, I'll find out later. Scrap that, it's not original paint, it's the wrong way around. So on my bike, chrome on the top, red on the side, chrome on the bottom, and this is in reverse. There you go.
So you go round the back of the yard?
It's a bit harder for a woman, isn't it?
Oh,
Mooning at everybody.
well. I'm enjoying it.
Oh, I don't think they would.
Beautiful box standard T160. There's lots of T160s here, I think that's probably the best, in my opinion.
I like it a bit warmer than that.
Another gaggle at the top end of the field. And another Hurricane, so that's 3. So that means there's actually more Hurricanes than there are Mark II export Rocket 3s here. Right, I definitely will go for a cup of tea now, we need it. Oh, hang on a minute. What's this up here? Straight in front of us. Just there. Looks hurricane-y. It's another one. That's 4. Common as muck. Yep, there we go. Nice one. Got a smaller sprocket on the right to aid cruising. (7:15) on Friday the 25th of July. Morning all. Already up and had me English breakfast. Sun's trying to break through, it's quite warm. People are beginning to wake up because it's not going to be that long before those that are going out on the track will need to get the bikes and the gear scrutineered. You just see the marquee in the background there with the fat finger. Yeah, there we go, bikes are beginning to start up. Right, let's get the ablutions done. Right, it's 20 to 8, breakfast done, ablutions done, the sun's shining, it's warming up, Joy's happy. Let's go see what's going on down scrutineering stroke noise testing. Well, just before I get down to scrutineering various stuff, walking past the selection of bikes that John Young has brought. The first one I think you've seen before, it was on the stand, the TR3OC stand at Stafford in April, and this is the parallelogram machine that was built and owned by the late Martin Russell. Still part of his estate, but John Young is the custodian, and Martin's wife Kate is happy that he's getting the bike out and seen and used, and it's going to be out on the track today in the demonstration. This side we've got son of Slippery Sam. We saw Slippery Sam yesterday, now owned by the National Motorcycle Museum and in their display. This is son of Sam, which was built afterwards. Now I can't remember if it was built by the factory or Les Williams, so forgive me. But anyway, it was built afterwards to try and replicate Sam's successes. I don't think it really achieved that. And it was sat for a long while at Burton Bike Bits, owned by Mick Page there, until John bought it quite a few years ago now. And you can see where Les Williams got the inspiration from for his Slippery Sam replicas, road bikes that he built. This one here is a BSA production racer, again parts of the late Martin Russell's estate. And then finally this bike. Now John was telling me about this yesterday, so can I remember? So it's one of the early works, what they call Rob North High Boys, the original High Boy frame from 1970, I think. And its works, did he say it was number 7? I think he said it was number 7. Forgive me, John, if I've got that wrong. But anyway, John's, I think, had to scour for parts and stuff to put it back together, I believe. I'll try and get some clarification from him later. He was telling me yesterday about it. A lot of things have happened since, and since then. But anyway, an interesting collection. Say brought and looked after by John Young, and some will be out on the track today in the demos. So down in the paddock at the moment, noise testing, squeak testing, AGS7R. They have opened it up a bit this year to not just Club Tribes and Southern Autos are here, and obviously other early British bikes, I don't know, probably 1980. And then there was none. Right, we'll wait for a few more. Oh dear, Rob North's littering the scrutineering bay. At last, a triple being scrutineered. I think that's an Aprilia. Anyway, you get the idea. There you go, we got it in the sunshine. Look at that paint, beautiful, but the engineering on it. rear loop going in between the carbs, either side of the centre carb there. Well, I've had a really busy morning. It's lunchtime now. A busy morning, talking to people. Lots of interest in the Fury, as you can imagine. Giving it a couple of runs. Seems to be running all right. The oil pressure warning light's coming on tick over, but as soon as you rev it, etc., it goes off. So I'm not too worried about it. We will try and ride it this afternoon. I'm just going down now to the track so we can get some clips down there, because there should be some demonstration laps of interesting bikes that are here from the National Motorcycle Museum and John Young, etc. And I've just seen over here a nice Slippery Sam replica. Well, the track demonstration hasn't started yet, but just looking in the bike park for those that have ridden in today. Look at that. Beautiful Firebird Scrambler. And then one up from it was a nice 404 there, but next to it, there we go. TR5MX. Last single built at Small Heath. Basically a rebadged B50MX. But that's not its original exhaust, but it looks really nice. Slippery Sam and Summer Sam. Oh, is it? I think so, yeah. Slippery Sam replica, I think. William Slippery Sam replica. Right, what you saw there was some clips of the riders at the lunchtime, or just after lunch parade, and hopefully in those clips I've pointed out various more interesting bikes to me anyway. Martin Russell's parallelogram, Slippery Sam, Son of Sam. But anyway, some interesting bikes that have been ridden around the track by some well-known people. So Alex George was on Slippery Sam, his old ride, which I believe he won the Isle of Man TT production race on in '75. Was that Alex? I think so, if my memory serves me correctly. Now it's a bit later on in the afternoon, and there's been sessions all day, but lots of people interested in the Fury and the Rocket 3. I've just taken the Rocket 3 now to the display lineup, and I'm just about to take this for a spin and hopefully get it down there too. It's been fired up several times today at the request of people. It's running quite well. The oil pressure warning light is coming on tick over, but as soon as you rev it, it goes off. So I think we'll be all right. I can't see anything seriously wrong with it. But we'll just take it up and down the lanes first here, and see how she goes. I've got the GoPro on, so hopefully I'll get some shots. Fingers crossed. I've just walked back down to the usual last evening bike lineup of the rally before shenanigans start in the marquee with the Barbie and stuff. As you saw, I'd already written the Rocket 3 down. I rode the Fury down, and the engine's running not too bad, but the clutch is slipping, and the first gear seems very high. I don't know whether that's correct or not, but anyway, it's here, and it's still leaking oil from the cam tunnel join between the head and the barrel. Just see there in front of us, there's the old Rocket 3, and the Fury is probably, there it is, just over there. You can just see its front headlight and BAC 35J. There we are. So I rode it in. I don't think I'll be riding it back up to the van though. Right, I'll get a cup of tea and then we'll start having a look round.
I want that. So he bought it. He bought it.
This year, we've actually had a track virgin, Richard Davis. It's his first time ever on the race.
Just at the awards, and we got one. I'll show you later. Right, it's now Saturday the 26th, and I returned home late last night. So after the lineups and things and awards, then went back to the van and put them on the trailer and hit the road. The Fury won an award for best non-triple. Wait a mo, and I'll get a pic. And there it is, Beezumph 31 Cadwell Park 2025, best non-triple. So that was kind of them. And instead of a trophy, like a bit of plastic, well, metal or wood, they're usually quite nice. This one's a bit more practical, and I can use it. So there we go. There we are. Anyway, it was a great rally, a great 2.5 days. Actually, I really enjoyed it. Well organised this year, so thanks to the club, the committee and any other organisers. So many people there that I knew. Great support from a number of people with collections, the National Motorcycle Museum, John Young, and lots of other people bringing rarities along, and lots of kind, very interested people. So it was a ball. So hopefully it can be replicated, but certainly this year's Beezumph back at Cadwell, it's back with a big bang actually. It was fantastic. Right, there we are. So just to sum up, ran the Rocket 3 a bit. That seems to be running fine. The Fury, well, it was a success in the fact that it's actually running quite well, and I rode it, but it still needs some bedding in work. So it's still leaking oil from the cam chain tunnel joint between the head and the barrel. I know how to fix that. I think I can fix it in situ. It's still got an oil pressure problem. I think the oil pressure is too low. The oil light's coming on at very low revs, tick over stroke just above, but it does clear, so we need to check that. I'm not sure whether I'd like to check the oil pump, remove that. I'm not sure whether I can do it with the engine in situ. There's not a lot of space, but we'll have a think about that. I've got an idea we can. There might be a way of doing it. And then the other thing is the clutch is slipping badly. So it did get me around a bit, and the gearbox, if it was in first gear, is very high. So there's quite a few things. But when you consider, you know, it's been made up of a bit of a mishmash, then at least it moves under its own power. And as I say, it starts up really well. So I think the timing side of it we're sorted. So yeah, to sum up, yeah, a great success, great weekend. Right, that's it. So I'll stop waffling. And see you all again soon. Don't know where, don't know when, not sure what will be on the bench next, but actually the hydraulic bench is clear, so let's have a think. Cheers everyone, bye-bye.